Yo, hey folks. Hey, Roger Rabbit. Thank you, sir. Good to be here. This is Scotty Roberts. Those of you who were here at 4 p.m. this afternoon, Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, you missed the show that was scheduled. I did post a notice that we wouldn't be broadcasting at 4 o'clock, and some of you saw that, some of you missed it. It's still played over on the YouTube because I didn't have a chance to go in there and do anything about it. So I played a blank show. I think it played. Anyway, I want to thank you all for those of you who came over and tried to get into the show, tried to see what was going on. I'm just here to tell you that we couldn't make it today and kind of tell you what happened. Hey, Arlene Gantz, good to see you. The hat again, yes. See, because my hair without the hat is like hat hair, because I had this on all day today again. And we were traveling all day, and I had this on, and I got in, and I said, well, you know what? I can keep the hat on, or I can go take a shower and comb my hair and all of that stuff, and I didn't want to do any of that. So there you go. Oops, made it to your destination is more like it. What did you say? Glad you made it back from your journey. Yeah, to the destination rather than back from it. And it came up rather suddenly today. I had already put up the post for tonight's or earlier this afternoon's Robertson, and we were going to do a show at 4. And then I had very sudden travel plans come up related to my work. And I said, you know what? I got to go do that. And by the time I had gotten around to getting all packed and everything, I didn't have a chance to go in and post much of a retraction for tonight's show, other than to say, hey, sorry, we're going to shoot for tomorrow. So, folks, we're going to try to do the Robertson episode at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, Grumpy Stack, good to see you. Glad you're here tonight. And I need to talk to you tomorrow, Scottness, he says. I shall be here most of the day. Not in this hotel room, but I will be at Andy's house doing some work. We are actually starting a new book. And those of you who have not had a chance to go take a look, you can go to, this is his website. Go to, I'm going to put it in the chat room, entonedabs.com. And you can go over there and you can pick up your copy of 20 Years From Now is the title. And we read some of that on the show yesterday. Wait, was it yesterday? Monday, yes. And my days are all blended together now all of a sudden. And yeah, the Lord of the mob, the good Lord, oh good Lord, the mob finally caught up with you. Yeah, I'm in a clandestine secret safe house at the American, just north of Pequot Lakes in Minnesota, off Highway 271. So yeah, my secret location. And I had a pizza here when I got here a little while ago, and it was good pizza. And I have to say, for being an oven-baked pizza, like a freezer pizza, they have the best pizza here at the American. And what is it? Oh, it's Giovanni's. It's Giovanni's Pizza. There it is. And so that was pretty good. And drinking some sparkling raspberry lemonade, sugar-free, mind you. And that's pretty good. Hey, Travis Schaefer. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, we don't usually broadcast this late. Well, we're in the captain's cabin by now. But instead, we are here just doing a nice little show. As a matter of fact, for everybody, just so everybody feels at home, let's just do a Captain's Cabin intro. Stand by. And there we have it. That was kind of cool, huh? Just breaking in with the intro, even though we started already 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. So I got to go do some more videos before I sleep tonight. All the 15 views, says Field Guy. And so we've only got a handful of you here. I didn't expect too many people to show up because we had scheduled Robertson for 4 o'clock today and had to postpone that. We will more than likely be doing that show tomorrow on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And in which case we may not do Intrepid Radio. We're not sure yet. I'm just going to check it out and feel the waters, see what's going to work. So, everybody that's here, welcome. I don't think, Travis, I've ever seen you in a live program. And while this isn't so much the program or the radio show, this is just me doing a little filler in for tonight now that I'm at the place where I had to go today instead of do radio with Wendy. So, and truth be told, I will tell you, Wendy was not feeling all that well today anyway. So, it all worked out just fine. I talked to her sometime late this morning, and while she looked as good as she ever looks, I could see she was a little tired out, feeling the Christmas drag, post-Christmas drag. And so she got some that took a little Mickey out of her. And so she was okay with my postponing this afternoon since I had to travel. And the travel plans came up after I'd already put up a post for the show tonight. So it was just very quick. Hey, come on up here. And a driver came by and picked me up. And now I'm here at the hotel room. One thing I have determined, I need a tan really bad. I am so pasty white. I looked in the mirror under the lights here in the hotel room, and I looked like pasty white. I thought, that's not good. And so I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'm gonna have to go get some sun somewhere or something. Big thirsty. And so, not going to be a long show we're doing. It's not really even a show. I'm just touching base with everybody to let you know what happened today. Nothing major, no problems, no nothing like that. Just did not have the opportunity to say anything much ahead of time. And I didn't tan down there, not much. I didn't get out in the sun much down there. Well, I got a little bit because we'd walk from door to door and be doing stuff on above the roofs and stuff like that when I was down in Louisiana. And I got a little bit of color there, but I didn't tan. So right now I'm feeling just pasty, white as white can be. I'm so white I'm invisible, as they say. So let's see what all's being said over there in the chat room. Good luck in getting a tan with this winter snowstorm. Ain't that the truth? So I don't know what's going on back home. It was nice when I left there. Do you realize it was 12 below zero yesterday and it was 18 above zero late morning, early afternoon today? So we went from 12 below to 18. That's 40 degrees shift in temperature overnight, even though it's still damn cold. And it's predicted to be warm-ish all week, warmer than we have been in the sub-zeros. It's going to be up in the 30s and the upper 30s, even maybe even touch 40 at some time. But it's supposed to snow and rain through it all. So, there's the payoff. So am I still taking my high-dose vitamin D supplements? No. They did that for me for a while. And then it was done. They didn't say anything about it. I went in to see the doc, my temporary doc. It's interesting. And the doctor I've seen for 10 years left the hospital where I saw him, the clinic and the hospital. And about, when was it? A year ago this month. It's been a year. And every time I've wanted to go in to see him, of course, he's not there. So I have to see somebody else. And I've been used to my doc for 10 years. He was used to me, used to my problems, my chart, all of that stuff. So then I find out he is going to be moving into a facility that's being built in New Richmond, which is just 6 miles up the road from where we used to live in New Richmond. And so he's going to be doctoring there. So I bumped into him in a bar of all places. He was there for some event a couple of months back. Oh, you remember when Rainey and I did the art show? Well, he was there, not at the art show, but at some event. And I saw him in the bar, and I went over and said hi, and he kind of filled me, and he goes, Scotty! And I said, hey, I miss you, Doc. I don't like all these fill-ins they've been giving me. And he says, well, I'm going to be over at the new facility, pretty soon. So hopefully that'll happen sooner than later, and then I can get my old doc back. And then ask him about the vitamin D thing. Maybe it's the I don't know. Is vitamin D supposed to give you color? I know it's supposed to help replace the sunshine when you're not getting it. So Romeldian said it's 29 degrees out today. That's a hell of a lot better than 12 below, isn't it? Although, it starts to blend in with one another. It seems to me we didn't get the sub-zero weather the way we got hit with it this year. That usually comes in January, mid-January to the beginning of February. That's when you get the really cold, bitter couple of weeks snap in the wintertime. Well, now we're getting in December. So that's kind of crazy. It was 35 below zero with the wind chill yesterday. So, I could live without that, but, we got a heated house, so we're okay. And thank God I'm not homeless. So, I'm looking forward already to spring. Hey, Paige Rockwell soiree. Good to see you. And by the way, my sound is probably very different today because I'm at a remote location, as you can see, and no microphones with me, just the built-in on the internet or on the computer, that box thing in front of me. And so, and my background could imply a couple of different things. It could either imply I'm staying up at a hotel and these are my digs. Enjoy them. This is my background tonight. Or it could imply, little bow chicka bow bow, doing the Scotty porn radio show. And I have to come up with a porn name and grow my stash out to have a porn stash again. So you can take whichever implication you want and decide which one you think it is. So this is not my office away from my office, but this is where I sleep when I'm here. It's nice. It's even got, look at this, and it's hot. It just made me think of it. I got the nice fireplace over here in the corner. Look at that. Oh, toasty warm. And this room, it's not only got that, it's got the hot tub. Wah, 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 wah. Hot tub. That's a fireplace, hot tub, and bed. So again, you can draw your own conclusions as to what's going on here. So let's see. Field guy says, Roger Rabbit, I was on lunch break. I never get to catch the R&R show live. Oh, that's too bad. That's right. It's 4:00 in the afternoon for you when we usually play. So Wendy and I are going to try to sport a Robertson show tomorrow night. No, she will not be here in the Scotty Roberts Porn King Capital bedroom, but she will be coming to us from London. And it's just missing Rainey. It is. Yeah, she's. I wish she was here. It would be nice. The only nice thing, the only bad thing about being put up in such nice digs when I'm coming up with for working with Andy, is that my wife can't come. So unless we bring all the kids with us too. Now she's done that. I've come up here and worked for Andy. He put us up in probably something very close to this very same room. No, we had a room with 2 beds and a hot tub. Couple of summers ago. And then while I was working with Andy during the day, Rainey was able to take the kids and go to all the sites around Brainerd, Minnesota. Paul Bunyan land, things like that. So it's very cool. Yeah, I wish we could have Rainey in here tonight. The last thing she said to me today, I was waiting for my ride because Andy sent a driver to get me, and Rainey had to take Ellery into the doc for a checkup on her ankle, and she leaned over the back of the couch, gave me a kiss, and said goodbye, have a good trip. And she said, don't go to any strip clubs. I said, okay, I'm on it. So, yeah, my OnlyFans, Carly Sagan, you know it. Thanks, by the way, for being a member, Carly. I appreciate that. Bow, chicka, bow, bow, wing, wing, wing. So, ah, let the kids forage for food on their own night, on their own right, says Field Guy. Yeah, there's that. They could do it. If we wanted to, we could leave our kids for a week and say, there's enough food here. You know how to cook. We teach them we've taught them how to cook, how to prep their own meals. We could leave the kids alone. We aren't gonna, though. I'm not gonna leave my kids alone for that long. I might leave them overnight some point and have friends check in on them and stuff like that. But yeah, they know how to take care of themselves. Not by themselves. I wouldn't leave Ellery alone by herself. Or even Rowan, although we've left her alone for a few hours. Flynn, he's 13, you know. He's a Boy Scout. He should be able to go out in the woods and forage for food if he had to. But anyway, yeah, we don't leave them alone. Just in case anybody's wondering, we don't really do that. The guy on the screen looks a lot like Scotty, said Philip Blair. Why, thank you, Philip. I do my best to look like Scotty. So I've got the hat on only because, again, I've had it on all day. I was traveling all day. And I take this off and I got hat hair, just enormously flat. It's flat in most of the places and sticking out in all the other places. So, and my pastiness today adds to the ill effects seeing my flat hat hair would have. So, let's see. Romeldian says, later, everyone, going to get food and then bed, and not necessarily in that order. All with you there, Romeldian. So, do I have a Santa hat? I do at home, Philip. I had it on for our Robertson show with Wendy last week, our Christmas show. And so probably won't have it on tomorrow, though. If we get to the show tomorrow night, and again, for those of you coming in fresh, I just wanted to come on tonight, not with a real show, just to touch base with y'all, because we missed the Robertson show today. I had scheduled it and put up notices for it, and then got the call, hey, can you come up here today? And I'll send a driver and blah, blah, blah. And okay, I'm good. Let's go. Let's do it. And so I am up here today in the North Woods. It took us all day to get here, it seems. Well, not really, because Andy called at like 8:30-ish. Said, hey, want to come up? I got a driver coming. And he said he'll be a few hours because he's got to run a couple errands. And he didn't get there till 4 o'clock. But by 11 o'clock, I had totally taken all my computer equipment down, packed it up for travel. And so the only way I had to make any amendments to this afternoon's show with Wendy was to do it by phone. And there's so many things that are so strange about trying to make those amendments on the phone. So I just put in a note at each one. If you missed it, it's because you didn't see the notice over on Facebook and Instagram and so on. Roger Rabbit says, pipes start playing, smoke fills the room, lights start flashing, bass starts booming. Please welcome to the main stage, the Scottish Hammer. Aye, laddie. Oh, and it's not a kilt. It's not a dress, it's a kilt. So I'd like to be wearing a kilt right now. You put on a nice black t-shirt and your kilt and your black boots with the big socks. Yeah. And do a little handstanding. Oh boy. Let's see. Oh, Carly Sagan talking about her name. First time I saw her here, I thought it was Carl Sagan, and I knew it wasn't the Carl Sagan because he was already dead. But I thought, oh, I wonder who's coming in as Carl Sagan. And but it was Carly. So cool name, though. Very cool name. Have I ever been to a big Scottish New Year bonfire? I have indeed, Philip Blair, and had a good time with it, wearing kilts. Sometimes up here it can be sub-zero when you're doing bonfires on New Year's. This year I am determined to throw a Burns dinner. If any of you know what that is, in celebration of Robert Burns, the Scottish poet Robbie Burns. And so I want to invite a few friends over and do a Burns dinner. We have a little haggis and it's a very civilized event. It's celebrating the life and the poetry of Robbie Burns, who died in like 17 what? Let's see. Let's find out. Robbie Burns. And when did he die? He died in 1796. So he was not even 40 years old. He was also known familiarly as Robert Burns, a Scottish poet and lyricist. He is widely regarded as the national poet of Scotland, and is celebrated worldwide. So there's some great poems of his. You know what you do at a Burns dinner? You have a dinner and you have good wine and good Scotch whiskey, and you have a haggis and other parts of the meal, taties and mash, and all kinds of things like that. And then you have a bagpiper that will pipe in the haggis, and you have your haggis, and you sing songs and read poetry from Robert Burns. And so there's some there's one poem of his that we had to memorize for school back when I was in high school. Let's see. A Fond Kiss, British Romanticism, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for a site that's got all those poems listed. Here it is. Robert Burns poems and biography. Let's see. Does it actually have his poems in here? Media, post facts, fast facts, life. I don't see his poems. I'm looking for the one that we had to memorize when we were in school, and it was, let's see, my love's like a red rose by Burns. Let's find the lyric for that. A red rose, it's called. It goes like this. If you haven't heard it, if you've never heard Robert Burns poetry. A red rose. Oh, my love is like a red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and all the rocks melt with the sun, I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee weel, my only love, and fare thee weel a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles. So there's another good one of his that you all know. Let's see. This is a song by Robert Burns. And you know this one, guys, especially this time of year. And it goes like this. It's called Auld Lang Syne. And he wrote this poem in the 1770s, I do believe. Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind, should all acquaintance be forgot, and Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet, for Auld Lang Syne. And surely you'll be your pint stout, and surely I'll be mine, and we'll take a cup of kindness yet, for Auld Lang Syne. And of course, when it's put to music, draws out the Auld Lang Syne, so the meter works well. We twa hae run about the braes, and pooed the goings fine, but we've wandered mony a weary fit, sin Auld Lang Syne. We twa hae pellied the burn, frae morning sun till dine, but see between us braid had roared, sin Auld Lang Syne. There's a hand, my trusty fear, and gaze a hand o' thine, and we'll tak a right good willy wat for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll tak a cup of kindness yet, for Auld Lang Syne. There you go, Robbie Burns. So you've heard him if you didn't even know you'd heard him. So let's see. So we're gonna have a Burns dinner. I haven't told Rainey yet. We're gonna have a Burns dinner at the end of January because Robbie Burns died in January. I think it was 25th, was it? 1796. And that's his friends started having Burns dinners to remember him by every year. And that's how it became a tradition. So, let's see. What else have y'all got to say while we're here? Has the weather returned to normal for you in Louisiana? He's asking. Those of you down in Louisiana? Field Guy, Grumpy Stack. Has it gotten normal? What is normal anymore? So there it is. I got not much more, nay, much more, as Robbie Burns would say. Robert Stewart singing that song at Stirling Castle is my favorite rendition. It brings tears to me eyes, to my een, as they say in Scots English. It bring tear to me een. Yeah, I love his version of it, by the way. And there are a couple of other versions of that song I like. Didn't Ed? Oh, good grief! Ed Sheeran, didn't he do a version of Auld Lang Syne as well? I know he did the Parting Cup, which was really a sweet version of that. And we used to sing Auld Lang Syne for our fallen comrades in the 42nd Royal Highlanders. And so yes, I like the song, and I love Rod Stewart. I'd play it now, but it'd be a copyright infringement, so I can't do that. So, because I don't have the rights or the permission to play it. So yeah, I should wear my kilt, by the way, when I talk about Robert Burns and Scotland and all of that. So I don't have much more to talk about. I just wanted to come on informally and say, hey, sorry about this afternoon show. Let's just talk for a little bit. and we'll go from there. Unless anybody's got something big you want to bring up or call in or talk or anything like that, we might start to call it. YouTube is trying to acquire rights to a lot of music for making shorts. That would be awfully nice if they did that. The dreaded wrath of the algorithm. Isn't that true, Philip Blair? And I've been hit too many times recently. Now, all of them are, when I get the copyright strikes, it just says, don't worry about it. We're just not going to monetize your video. Okay, that's all right. There's a couple of times I put something in because, and knowing I would lose monetization for that video just because it was pertinent and I wanted to play something. So you got to find sources that are outside of Facebook, or I'm sorry, outside of YouTube, and get some tracks downloaded that way. And I pay a monthly fee to a service that gives me music that I can play, like the opening and closing music to the show, and the shows, and that's about the only way you can avoid having any copyright hits. Yeah, Field Guy, yeah. You're monetized on Twitch. Make a few cents here and there. I don't know what the big deal is anyway. If I had a song out there and somebody wanted to use a clip of my song for their show, I think, go ahead. What the hell? Who's making money off the pennies you would make off of my song? You know, that's the way I think, though. It's like, you know, who cares? I'm pulling it right off of YouTube and putting it on another YouTube video. So give them credit and move on. If they want some of your pennies that come in off of your little site that generates, you know, $100 a month in ad dollars, then, well, more than that. But my take is $100 to $150 a month. If it generates that much, what's the cut for the music company? Do they get all $100? It's my cut because I played their music without permission. And usually it's not a whole song. It's usually just an intro piece or something like that. Oh, well. TikTok is China. That's why. There you go. This is Fieldy. How does TikTok have the right to all that music for short videos? Not YouTube. Yeah, China steals everything. China does not abide by the United States copyright law. So my daughters with their mermaid tails that they make, they would send them overseas when they were doing the printing. They sent them to a place in China when they went from the silicone tails into their neoprene tails. They'd have them printed up over there. Well, then they'd start seeing their designs everywhere. Just people working in the factory in China that printed their stuff up would steal their designs, try to sell them. And there's no law over there that prevents that from happening. So they pulled all their business from the Chinese company who said they can't do anything about it. They said, okay, sayonara. Oh, wait, that's Japanese. Whatever the words are in Chinese for see ya. And they bought out a little company and bought all the equipment, brought it in, and they imprint that all themselves now. So that's a good thing. And they have a subsidiary in the United States that abides by our copyright laws. I think they have to once they're operating within the states. They have to. So that's really good. Ice cold. Raspberry lemonade, sugar-free. It's tasting awfully good. Hey, Sean Stroik. Good evening. And Intrepheads. Good to see you. I'm not going to be around much longer tonight, Sean, but I'm glad that you made it in. Good to see you, brother. So just a little to repeat for those new coming in that didn't hear at the beginning or in the middle, that we could not do Robertson today because I ended up traveling and we couldn't get it pulled off in time pulled the announcements in time. So I made amendments to the announcements saying that we weren't going to be here. But I thought, since I'm in the hotel room now, I should be able to just take a few minutes and let everybody know personally what's going on. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I know. Philip Blair. Oh yeah, the counterfeit watches people sell on the streets in New York City that say Rolex and die after a month. Yep, cheap knockoffs. That's right. That's right. Anybody else got anything for tonight? I know it's late and there was a late announcement and all of that, but if you're here and you want to say something, you want to call in, you can call in. And we'll talk to you from the bedroom at the American. So at least I'm not over there in the hot tub. Hi, broadcasting from the hot tub. Here you can see the mirror over there, though. Hey. So, but I'm sitting here in front of the fire, which is over here. That's awfully nice. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. And folks dressed up like Eskimos. Yada, yada, yada. And Philip Blair says the ancient German origins of the 12 Days of Christmas is something neat my mom sent me from a folklore website. Apparently, there's much more to read about it in German than in English. Yeah, I have heard some of that, some of the origins of the things that are in that song. It's not what you think it is. Paige Rockwell Suarez says the jacuzzi is awesome. Very cool room, Scotty. Bummer Rainey couldn't come. I know. The last time I was here, I had a room too with a big jacuzzi tub in it, and Rainey couldn't come along. And it would have taken, it takes a lot to be able to get her to come along. Either we have to bring the kids along or we have to find a sitter. And usually her mom will come and watch the kids if we're gone for an overnight or something, but it would have been nice. I hate when she is home and she has to be home with and doing the kids stuff for days by herself when I have to travel. I feel bad that she's not along because I get a room like this with a fireplace and a hot tub and a nice comfy bed with no kids crawling into it and no noise while she's home with noisy kids, no hot tub, no fireplace. So, anyway, yeah, it's super nice. I like it. So it's kind of nice to have. Um, I'll sit in the hot tub and call her up and say, I'm in the hot tub. I'm taking a hot tub for the two of us. So, all right. So, seeing as this show really isn't a show, and we don't really have any content, so to speak, for this little broadcast tonight, we've got about 40 minutes, and I think that's probably enough just to come in and say, talk about this Robertson from this afternoon. Now, watch your schedules because there may be a Robertson coming tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll have to see what happens. We'll see how the day goes tomorrow with the work I'm supposed to be doing. So I could sleep on the floor, says Kevin Miller, so she knows you're suffering. Yeah, I could, but I won't. Hi, honey. I'm up here doing work to earn money to keep the roof over our heads, but I'll suffer because you can't be here. No, she gets it and she knows. She's been up here with me a couple of times, so um, not the song, the old Germanic winter traditions that lasted 12 days and was absorbed by the church. I'm curious to look up the song now, though. Yeah, I heard some interesting things about the song. The 5 golden rings meant the rings around a pheasant's neck, things like that. And there were other things that some of it a little creepier than you might think, but um, so Anyway, so yeah, it'd be nice if Rainey was here. I would love it if she could have come up with me. There used to be days when we could do impromptu things, and then we had kids. So for 13 years, it's been 13, even before that, when she was pregnant with Flynn. It's been all that time. We haven't been able to be as impromptu as we'd like to be. So, yeah, she wouldn't want me to suffer, Kevin. I know you're just kidding around, but she wouldn't want me to suffer. She's happy for me that I have a nice room. I sent her the first thing I did when I got in, I sent her a picture of the room. I said, "This is where Andy's got me staying." But it's pretty much this way every time, this same hotel every time. So she says she's cool, looks nice, wish I could be there. So she could use a break. I might just send her on a spa weekend if I can swing it. Once we get into the flow of this new project and bring some revenue in, I might see if I can just send her off for a weekend where she can just relax and be pampered for a weekend. I did get her for Christmas a pampering sort of gift. It was a little tube about that round in diameter, and it was foot lotion that smelled of not elderberries, but something lavender and something else, and two of these really cushy, soft, fuzzy socks. So you put the lotion on, you do a foot massage, and put the socks on for the night. And I gave her a little token made out of clay and spray painted gold that said, "Good for 10 foot massages, by only by your husband, though." Meaning she can't just go out on the street and find a guy to rub her feet. So, so she says, and the first thing she said, "Oh, isn't that sweet? What, do you think my feet stink or something?" And I said, "Oh, yes. But I said, I offer my services to help them stink purty and feel good." There's nothing like a foot massage either. If you've never had a foot massage, my wife's a massage therapist, has been for 20 years. There's nothing like having a massage therapist give you a foot massage. Oh man. You think, my feet are down there. I need a shoulder massage. I need a back massage. Do you have a good massage therapist do you a foot massage? It relaxes your whole body. So makes everything work better. So Michelle Canham Free is here as well. Freedom. I can't shout because I'm in a hotel. I don't know who's on the other side of the wall. Norm Macdonald is a great joke for the 12 Days of Christmas in one of his comedy albums. It's on one of his comedy albums that are here on YouTube. I'll have to look it up. So that's all I got. Got nothing else. My brain's tired. All you really can walk away with from this broadcast is I got to stay in a nice room because I'm up working. My wife didn't get to come. I need a tan, and Wendy and I'll try to do a show tomorrow. And there's your takeaways. So, freedom. Yeah, I can't yell it in here. I can only yell that at home. So, Rainey's fine with it as long as I don't yell Michelle by mistake. Michelle! I mean, freedom. Love the long Midwest goodbye. That's what I do, Kevin. That's what I do. I'm good at it. And so it's been a goodbye since minute 5 of this broadcast. And we've been going 45 minutes now. After I said, well, I'm going to make it short and get out of here. But here I am still. That's it. I just don't want to leave anybody bereft of saying something or having wanting to call in or listening to the show. But I'm tired enough that I'm about ready to call it now. And that's all I got to say about that. So, and I'd show you my hat hair, but it's disgusting. Believe me, I saw it before I came on here. And I said, I think I'll just leave the hat on. So, tan lines from the sun. Wouldn't that be nice? I'd like to have tan lines right now. I've got tan lines, Michelle, too. Probably not as nice as yours, but I got the see how white that is up there compared to down here. Because from here down, I was short sleeved all summer long, hanging that arm out the window, and you can barely see them, but you can see that they're there. So yeah, a little bit of that tan going on. Nice and dark brown in the summertime. And of course, my left forearm is always darker than my right forearm because that's the one that hangs out the window. So, tan lines from the sun. So, for all of you that came in, I appreciate it. All of those of you who came in late, this is kind of like the captain's cabin. We would go for another 15 minutes, but I don't want it tonight. Tonight, I am going to call it quits now. I'm going to go to bed with the fireplace going and stuff like that. And no hot tub tonight. That'll be tomorrow. So that fire jumped a little bit. It's a gas fire. Trucker's Den, yeah, pretty much. All right, folks. So thank you, everybody, for coming in and saying hi and hello over the last 46, 47 minutes. And we'll be back tomorrow night, either with Intrepid Radio at 9 or Robertson at 4, or both. We'll see how the evening goes. So that's all I got for now. Thanks for being here. Go take a look at Andy's book. That's the book I wrote with Andy. You can see it. And I'll put the link one more time in here. We did a little reading from it last night for our topic on the show last night. So you can go take a peek at that. And that's all I got to say about that. You have a good night. God rest you, merry gentlemen and women. If I don't see you before the weekend, have a very happy new year. Although I will say, as a parent, I haven't really celebrated New Year's with my wife in over 13, 14 years. So, New Year's becomes a thing where you just, you end up staying in, watching a movie with the kids. So no more going out. One of these days we'll go out again. We'll get the nice suit and tie, and she'll get the nice dress, and we'll go to a soiree. Paige Rockwell. And we'll have another New Year's Eve coming up here pretty soon. So until then, till tomorrow, have a good night and live long and prosper.